Hi everyone, it's your favorite queen, Queen A.K.A.Misty. Yes, back talking to you from the nursing home rehab. So I just wanted to say what's up, see how everybody's doing. Today was a hard day for me because laid one of my favorite cousins to rest. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the queen with the stroke. I have aphasia. So you can go back if you want and watch that video, which I thank everybody who did watch it. But if you didn't watch it, please go back and watch it, and you can get to know who I am. I'm coming to you live from a different equipment. I brought a new tablet, so I'm hoping you can hear me. I know the lighting is horrible because that's the way of the room. I can't fix that. So, wondering how everybody's doing. I really wanted to come to you and just talk to you because I don't have nobody to talk to. So, guess what? Tag, you're it. There's a lot of interesting things that's going on that I was not aware of. I mean, I know that, I don't want to get into politics or anything. But anyway, so talk to me about what's going on with your day. The weekends at a nursing home. Sorry. The weekends at a nursing home are very boring. I had rehab today. I am starting to walk. I took a couple of steps yesterday, Friday, and I'm getting back to my baseline. It takes a while when you lay in a hospital bed for any period of time. My legs forget how to move, and my brain doesn't know how to tell them to do what they're supposed to do. So rehab is teaching me that all over again. And every time I go into the hospital, I forget how to walk. I know that sounds a little crazy, but I forget. My brain doesn't work right anymore with aphasia. So I don't know how to do normal things like you do. But I'm fighting to go home. Today I couldn't say goodbye to my cousin, Mikey. The hard part is nobody cares here. Nobody cares out there. Everybody hears it and go, sorry for your loss. And they turn the page and move on with their day. But to me, Mikey was so special. And you know how it feels when somebody's special and your family dies and everybody else is like, oh, well, sorry for your loss. Turn the page and keep it moving. But the pain you're suffering, only you know. We don't know. Just like they don't know what I'm going through. Got the news Mother's Day morning, and I had to get up, wash up, and get ready for therapy. Like, nothing. No. Nobody cared. Not really. Nobody cared that I lost somebody so devastating too. Nobody really cares. You could tell the phoniness in people. Everybody gives you that phony, oh, I'm sorry for your loss. Or that phoniness they give you when I'm having one of my fits. Because with my condition, I go into a fit. And anyway, I'm not going to complain because it doesn't do any good. I just don't like it. And I want to call them on it so bad. But what good would that do? That will only get me a cup of incorrect pills. No, I'm just kidding. This place won't do that, hopefully. I pray to God every day that I get nurses and aides that treat me right and won't give me the wrong medication. Not everybody's like that. I know there's some genuinely nice people, some people who I think are genuinely nice people, maybe not nice people. But people like Bart, I can't say their names, because it's not fair, I didn't ask them. But there are people here who I genuinely are nice. People. You know what? I'm going to do this. You see this? Genuinely nice. Genuinely nice. And if she ever sees this video, she'll know who I'm talking about. Genuinely nice. Did things for me that nobody else did for me. So to this person, thank you. To this person, thank you. I know this person. Genuinely nice. Genuinely nice. I only have one hand, so I can only use one hand. But this is pray hands. She knows who she is. She is genuinely nice. This woman invited me to Bible study on Zoom, and I need that so much. So to you, I love you. Thank you. Genuinely nice. Oh boy, you need one or two real people. And this are my two that I don't have to guess if they're real. Yes. I like that I can say that. Even though it's only two people, it's okay. I like that I can say that I have two genuinely nice people. I can feel the phoniness in other people. And everybody else. And even though they try hard to hide it, excuse me, I know that they're not like those people. I'm going to do that to them. Let you know. Those are my genuinely, sorry, nice people. So, Bible study was awesome. Bible study was awesome. I'm gonna talk to, and she's gonna explain a lot of things to me that I missed because I didn't understand how to get on. I didn't understand how to get on. It's a Zoom call. I know everybody knows how to get on Zoom. But when you had a stroke, when you had aphasia, when you had a stroke, when you have a brain tumor, things that are easy for you are not easy for me. I can see the way people talk to me and they go, do it like this. It's so simple. Right. Not simple for me. So I can tell when I'm annoying people. I can tell when people seem like they're tired of me. You know, some people, they just walk in here just to take a break. I like that. I like that they feel they can just come in here just to get away from whatever day they're having. They feel they could just come in here and rest. I like that people feel that they can come in here and get away from their day. I have no problem with that. I feel I want you to come in here just to take a break. And I have aides that do that. But you know, when I lost my cousin and I went to therapy, I was not having a good day. Nobody picked up on it. The lab picked up on it, and she never even saw me before. But she looked at me and was wondering, was I okay? Some people will feel like I'm just going to sleep. I look sleepy. But a lady who never saw me before picked up on my face, and she said, looks like I'm having a bad day. And she was correct. I was having a horrible day. Just found out my cousin left. Gotta change the subject. I have to change the subject. There will be a time when I can talk about him and not cry. But that day is not today. I said it. I wasn't going to redo my videos because I want you to see me for who I am. Oh boy. 1 second. Oh boy. I said I wasn't going to redo my videos, and I'm not. This is who I am. I'm real. I have emotions, and I have emotions. And, you know, my sister. My sister, I could talk to. I could talk to my sister. We can make our bad day turn into a good day just by talking to one another. We are. I'm gonna get through this. We can make each other laugh, and we can make our bad day turn into a good day. She is not near me. She's upstate New York. My brother lives in the valley. Another brother lives in Georgia. So I don't exactly get visits from my family. My aide will come and see me. My aide will come and see me. One of them anyway. Sorry for the froggy voice. Sorry for the froggy voice. I'm sorry. I do that sometimes. Just break out in a song. Do you know that's the way I learned how to talk? Oh boy. I would talk gibberish every time I opened my mouth. And the way they taught me how to talk, they taught me to sing. They didn't teach me how to sing, but they taught me how to talk. And they taught me to sing my thoughts. That's in another video also. I hope you to subscribe to my channel, and I hope you give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. It's okay. At least it means you clicked on me. Anything is good for me. But yeah, they teach me how to sing, kind of brung down the gibberish and form words. And eventually I was able to form words. Sometimes I still talk backwards. Why? It don't make sense. Oh boy. Sometimes I want to say, sit in a chair, but the refrigerator comes out. I went from talking gibberish to singing words. The hospital that taught me how to talk again was Lord's in Camden. They taught me how to form words by singing. Sorry. They taught me how to put things in somewhat order sometimes, but sometimes I still get it wrong. But I'm a lot better than I was. Back then I couldn't do anything. You know, they taught me how, like, the steps on making a cake. To you, that may be simple. You know, the steps on making a cake. You know, you get a bowl, you wash a bowl. You may break some eggs, get some cake mix. I forgot the steps, but you know, those are the things that they teach you how to put your thoughts in order. But I couldn't do it at all. And they taught me how to get my thoughts together. And eventually make a cake. I didn't make a cake, but they helped me put my thoughts together so I could one day make a cake. Go to the refrigerator. Go to the refrigerator. I don't know if you put milk in a cake mix. I don't know. But anyway, they taught me how to put my thoughts together so I could make a cake one day. I think I asked you to give this video a thumbs up. Please share, subscribe, and help my channel grow. It's hard for me to give you content constantly because I'm constantly going in the hospital. So, they told me. Like I said, I'm getting better. Anyway, I'm getting better. I put a poetry book together. I put a poetry book together, but I can't afford to. Publish the book. See, those are the things that happened to me. I'm so sorry. I can't afford to publish the book. Those are the things I need help with. Those are the things you'll see. My first book is called My Sentiments Exactly, dedicated to my brother Les, who I am. I dedicated the book to him because every day I would call him crying. And every day he thought I was calling, he still picked up the phone. And I don't think that's out of sympathy or that's my baby sister. I think he genuinely cared because my brother, he worked with stroke victims when he was working at a hospital. He worked at a hospital and my sister worked at applesauce. No, it's not applesauce. They both worked at hospitals, so I was blessed in that aspect that I had a brother who knew what to do. My brother Donald, the first thing he did, God rest his soul, as my oldest brother, my brother Donald had 4 siblings. Me, my sister, my brother Les, and my brother Philip. That's it. Everybody else was a cousin. He had 4 siblings. I know people want to call him their brother. And they were close to him like a brother. But regardless of what went on in my family. Those were his siblings. He had 4 siblings. That's it. And he rushed and he hugged me. He hugged me. And my friend was there. And when they heard the gibberish, they hugged me. Everybody but my brother Les. He just sat there. And I didn't understand at the moment. But at that moment when I was declared to have a stroke, my brother Les recognized that he was going to have to give me tough love. He was no longer my brother. He was about to get me through this. He knew what to do. And he was ready to take me through the storm. And he picked up the phone every time I called, even though I couldn't do anything but speak gibberish and cry. He would teach me on what to do every day, how to form my words. My brother Les knew what to do, and because of him, I ended up writing one night. My brother was giving me a lesson on what to do, what the sounds I was making, because I was just pointing the pictures. That's how I communicated. But he taught me what to do with the sounds I was making. And because of that, I wrote a poem that night. I know a lot of people won't believe me, but it happened. I wrote a poem that night. And eventually I started writing more poems. And when I was looking for paper to type write my poems on, I was looking in cabinets and stuff like that. I saw a similar poem that I wrote. I said, wow, I wrote the same poem. And it turned out it wasn't a poem at all. It turned out that that poem was a song for 9/11. I wrote a song for 9/11. I didn't realize it. Next thing I knew, my memory started coming back sporadically. And I realized I wrote poems before I had a stroke. I had other poems that I wrote. So those poems plus the poems I wrote this time, I put them together and wrote a book called My Sentiments Exactly. That's what I was talking about before. But I can't afford to publish them. So I have a Cash App, $ Queen Misty 54. And I'm hoping people will help me. People will help me. But get the poems published. I have a Christian publishing company that I would like to try. And well, I would like for them to publish my first book, dedicated to my brother. And I already have a second book in the works. It's about my godfather, Emil Griffin, the boxer, who was Joe Frazier's best friend. And I actually am friends with Joe Frazier Jr. And I'm friends, my godfather, when you look him up, you'll see, of course, he is a boxer who someone died in the ring when they fought him. There's so much to my story, so much to that story that a lot of people don't know unless they do a little digging. So much happened, but I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to discredit that boxer, because I also talked to that boxer's son. They did a story on my godfather, and that boxer who died, his son and his mother came to the premiere. And, you know, things happen. You know, God orders our steps. We have no say-so in this world, not life. I mean, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but God orders our steps. So everything happens for a reason. So I won't talk about that boxer. I will never talk about that boxer. Actually, my godfather told me never to watch that fight. But of course, once he died, I watched the fight. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have. I should have never watched the fight. Now I can't get it out of my head. It was brutal. This was a time when they didn't stop fights. You beat them until you just kept beating them. Boxing is a brutal sport. It's a hard thing to watch. I used to be at the gym with my godfather at Times Square, but not on my own choosing. My godfather made me come to the gym and stare out the window until my father came home. My godfather was not my godfather. He was my father. And he wanted everybody to know that. He said, "You do not call her my godchild, you call her my daughter." I didn't understand that. He said, "That's my daughter." And he treated me like his daughter. He hovered. He was strict. And at the time I saw him as my father. My godfather made rules for me in my parents' home that I had to follow. And I asked my father, "This is a joke, right? You're not gonna make me follow his rules." And my godfather said this. He says, "If your godfather," no. He said, if Emil tells you to do something, if I were you, I would just do it. And then he walked off. So I had to do what Emil said. My name, okay, I had to call my godfather every week. And he said, don't make me chase you. He said, you better call me every week. And if I have to call you, we got problems. So one day, me and my mom was talking. I said, Mom, I don't have nothing to talk about to my godfather. But I don't know what to talk about. So she says, well, here's something you can talk about. Emil wanted your name to be Stacy. I said, what you mean my middle name? She said, no. He wanted your first name to be Stacy. The only reason your name is not Stacy is because your father put his foot down and said, your father said no. Her name will not be Stacy. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's not going to be Stacy. So when I called my godfather, I said to him, you're my godfather. You're supposed to, you offer a middle name. But Mommy said, you said you wanted my first name to be Stacy. Matter of fact, he cut me off. And when I was getting ready to say Stacy, he cut me off and said Stacy. He said, that's right. Your first name was supposed to be Stacy, but your father wasn't having it. I said, but God, Daddy, you're supposed to name one of my middle names. He said, well, now I have no choice. He goes, it's on your birth certificate, right? I said, no. He said, no. So he didn't know about the other godparents I had, and they told me never to tell him. So I didn't. He said, put the phone down. This is before cell phones. Put the phone down. Go get your mother and tell her to pick up the phone. So I went downstairs, told my mom, pick up the phone, Emil wants you. They had words. Next thing I knew, I picked up the phone. He said, somehow, some way, use that name. Use that name. So sometimes I tell people, I had that name when I signed my name, but I couldn't put it on. But there's no room after my grandmother's name. Anna Martha. Yvette Anna Martha. My whole name is Yvette Anna Martha Ruth Stacy Samuels. When I got married, it was Samuels King. But I never took my husband's name. Never changed my name. So I did that for my godfather. Never knew why he wanted my name to be Stacy, my first name. But I kind of liked that name. But my father said it'll be anything but that. He put his foot down. Almost hurt himself, but he put his foot down. He said, I put up with a lot of things, but her first name is not one of them I'm going to put up with. So I don't know the whole story about my godfather. I don't know the whole story. But that's a little bit about my godfather That's going to be my second book. The boxer Emil. That's my father's first cousin. Matter of fact, you know what? His mother. Okay, I went to an event with Emil, and it was a fighting match that we could walk to that was close to Times Square. Emil made me hold his hand. He, like I said, he was strict. He made me hold his hand. I was in my 20s. If you know anything about Times Square, walking shoulder to shoulder is impossible. So we were walking, and I stepped back because somebody was coming my way. He felt my hand slip out of his. Because it's hard to walk shoulder to shoulder. He stopped in the middle of all those people, and he yelled at me. He said, "Are you trying to not walk with me? You think you're too grown?" And I couldn't say anything because he didn't give me a chance to. Ouch. He says, "I will spank you right here." Don't know how many of you know about Emil's power and his punch. But I can only imagine that a spanking from Emil would quickly turn into a beatdown. So I turned into a linebacker when I was walking with him. So we got to the event, and when they opened the door, I don't know how to say this word, paparazzi, the people with all the cameras rushed us. I took that opportunity to get away from him. I know you'll think I'm crazy, but hey, I had enough. The man just yelled at me, threatened to spank me outside in Times Square. So, but when I came out of all the people, I should have known this. There was a guy waiting for me. Emil always had a bodyguard for me. So he grabbed me, took me to my seat. And when Emil looked at me, he nodded like, yeah, you thought you was getting away. So there was a man, radio personality, who kept talking to me, right through the Pledge of Allegiance or whatever it is. It starts playing, I don't know, when you put your hand on your heart. He talked to me through that whole thing. And Emil was watching the entire time. Emil was fixed on me. And I was trying to tell the man, please stop talking to me. Please. Emil turned his body toward me. I said, "Mister, please stop talking to me. I gotta go. So he said, okay. And Emil pointed at me and pointed to the seat next to him, which is up front with all the cameras. I said, no way. No way. And I shook my head no. And he started coming toward me. I said, no. So I moved from where I was to the front row of where I was sitting. So I looked at him, he looked at me, and shook his head yes. So I escaped that beatdown. So, you know, he was a celebrity referee through the entire expedition. So he went through that, and when it was over, they did a little celebration for him. They gave him a big bouquet of flowers and a plaque. and asked him, is there anything you want to say? He said, yes. 1 minute. Took the flowers and the plaque, walked over to me, gave me the flowers and the plaque, and then he winked at me. That's significant. Then he went back and said his little speech. So we did the after party. He drank, and I waited till he got drunk. And 3 o'clock in the morning, I slipped away again. Well, I went home. Boy, that was something. The wink. When Emil was dying, I explain more of it in the book. When he was dying, he had an adopted son who met us in the hallway and said, don't be upset. Don't be upset. He is just staring off into space. So if he doesn't recognize you, don't be upset. So my brother and my sister walked in the room. I couldn't. I stayed in the hallway. They went in, saw him, came out and told me, he looks good, go. Go look at him. He's awake. So they brought me to him and left me they left me to spend some time with him. Sorry. So I looked at him, I said, hey, Emil. They told me he's just staring off into space. I said, hey, Emil, do you know me? And he looked at me and he winked. And I yelled, I said, wait, I think he knows me. I said, do me a favor, go back and tell me what he does. I walked away. They walked over and they told me he's just looking off at the ceiling. I walked back and I said, Emil, do you know me? And he winked at me. Because after that day, when he was a celebrity referee, that was our way of, when he told me, that was his way when the place was crowded and he couldn't talk to me. That's my way, that was his way of telling me I'm okay. He'd wink at me. So, boy, he looked at me and he winked again. I said, he knows me. That's twice I asked him. And he winked at me. So I asked him a third time. And he winked at me. And like I said, I explained more in the book. I just came on here to say hi to everybody. I just rambled on. Sorry about that. I apologize. Anyway, I wanted to wish you all a blessed weekend. Have a nice day. I'm gonna get off here. It's been on it too long. Have a great weekend. And I hope everybody enjoy your family. before you're hurting like me. If you love somebody, tell them. Don't tell them tomorrow. Don't tell them now. Tell them right now. If you love me, I love you too. And I'd be more than happy to tell you. So I'm telling you now. I love you. Oh no, that's Barney's song. Sorry. I should have done that. Anyway, enjoy your day. I will talk to you soon. Subscribe to my channel. Join my family. This is the Queen. This is Queen, A.K.A. Misty, from the Valley, home of the Come Off crew. The Valley, Haven Park. If you don't know, ask somebody. Come Off crew. If you don't know, I feel sorry for you. Bye, y'all.